I want to talk to you today about opportunities to sell to people that have very strong bully-like behavior. And let's talk about what a bully looks like at a behavioral level, because there is a very definitive profile, and in fact we can probably place all 4 cornerstone behavioral traits of the bully, and when we understand that, then we can understand how to best sell to that personality, i.e. change their mind. So, what does a bully look like at a behavioral level? Well, first and foremost, we know dominance is the highest trait. You can absolutely be confident of that. And it's not to say that all people that have high dominance behave as bullies, but you know that all bullies have dominance as the highest trait. So that you can count on. Second, you can count on patience being a low trait. Let's get it done, let's make it happen right now. That is part of the bully behavior. And in fact, if you find high dominance with high patience, that personality will not come across nearly as bully-like. So high dominance, low patience, more often than not, big picture oriented, very flexible, very willing to change directions. That's a huge advantage, by the way, in selling to a bully, and we'll talk about why. And more often than not, although not exclusively, extroversion is a high trait, and that ties to the fact that bullies do like to be liked, which can be a bit of a conflict while they're being a bully. But let's talk about how we want to approach that from a sales standpoint. Well, if they're going where you want them to go in the first place, there's not much to talk about, but that's not the purpose of this video, because that's not changing their mind. The challenge is when the bully is seeing something a way that doesn't get you where you need to be. Like they've decided they want to buy the competitor's product for whatever reason that may be. Or they've decided what their frame is, as in what's important to them in making this decision. Well, the challenge in dealing with a bully that is very strong in their opinion, they know what they want, they know where they're going, is that you recognize you'll never change their mind with the data that they have. You must present new information. And that's the key. The key is to present new data that allows them to make their own new decision. Here's an example of what I mean. And you may have heard of this before in some sales training that you've done, and it's called Feel, Felt, Found. And what that relates to is in dealing with a person who is seeing things in a way that's different than the way you're seeing things. The first thing that you do is you recognize the way they see things is accurate in their mind. And that's especially true with a high dominance bully-like profile, because in their mind they are always right. And you're dealing with somebody who's not going to admit that they're wrong. So to just try to say, I think you're wrong, plays exactly into the wrong set of hands. You need to acknowledge that based on the data that they currently have, they're absolutely right in feeling the way they feel. And you can further that by saying things like, well, other people have felt the same way. There's some reassurance that they're not the only people that necessarily see it that way. And if extroversion is a high trait for them, they actually respond pretty favorably to that. And it softens the conversation, because you are acknowledging that they are right, which of course is very important to them. But the next thing is very important, and that is that you present some new facts or new data, or ask a question of them to help you understand what's most important to them. But the key is to present new information that they might not have either known of or recognized, and then allow them to change their mind. You can't do it for them. They need to have that aha moment and be able to say, with this information, now this is the direction that I want to go. It's the old adage in sales. The art of salesmanship is letting other people have things your way. So don't try to sell them, at least not directly. Present new information and create an environment that allows that personality to come to a new conclusion, save face, recognize they were right to feel what they felt to begin with, and now they're right to feel what they feel now. And that will allow you to change the mind of a bully. Thanks for listening.